Welcome to the committee, Mr. Thompson. Would you state your name for the secretary, please?
Yeah, thank you, Representative McDonald. My name is Paul Thompson. I live in Twin Falls, Idaho. I'm speaking for myself and for my wife and the church that I pastor in Twin Falls, Idaho. And so, Education Committee, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to address you on any matter. I count that as a great privilege that we embrace and are grateful to have. So where I would share many of the same concerns that have already been presented to you on behalf and in favor of such a bill as this, like Ms. Lindy, I come today to appeal to you to not pass and not give support of House Bill 579 for many of the same reasons that's already been listed to you. So I want to respect the request that you've made to us on that matter. Maybe just to highlight a couple of my significant concerns of the wording of the language of the bill. I would ask you, what part of the current Idaho Code, sections 33-1608 through 33-1611, would this bill classify, or do you classify as antiquated language? The words that have been removed from the current code and included in the proposed House Bill 579 are words like church, it's been removed, morality has been removed, the miracle of life has been removed, and self-discipline has been removed. I say, what of those words are antiquated? What do we want to be the kind of people that will pass on to another generation that these values that we hold dear are antiquated? I don't think that's the intent. For hearing the testimony, I'm convinced the intent is as genuine as you would find anywhere, and I would be in agreement with the intent of what we want to do on this matter. I too am not opposed to sex education. I do think that we must walk extremely careful here, and I plead with you not to pass this on any further than here, simply because I don't think that this really addresses the greater concern that there is, and the greater shared concern that we as citizens of the state of Idaho share with you and with those who have presented here. I'll skip most everything else I said because Ms. Lindy said it much more articulately, I think, than I could have. I would finally say to you, though, in my comparison, in my reading of what's been presented, to say that the state of Idaho acknowledges the importance of families is actually weaker language than what currently says, than what currently is in the state of Idaho, that says the state of Idaho believes that the primary responsibility for family life and sex education, including moral responsibility, rest upon home and church. That's strong language. The new language, I fear, is much weaker. Not to suggest the intent is any weaker. I just think the language is weaker. The current law that we have, indeed, may be old as far as dating goes, 1970. It says that the legislature of the state of Idaho believes that the primary responsibility for family life and sex education, including moral responsibility, rest upon home and church, and the schools can only complement and supplement those standards which are established in the family. The last great concern that I have here is to say school districts in this new law, this new proposal, to say that school districts shall involve families and community groups is different than saying the program should supplement the work of the home and the church. That's radically different language. Again, it's not to question the intent, but it's different language. Our current law in addressing that says the program should supplement the work in the home and the church in giving youth the specific physiological information for understanding sex and its relation to the miracle of life, including knowledge of the power of the sex drive and the necessity of controlling that drive by self-discipline. That's strong language. That's helpful language, actually. I tell parents all the time that if you're not teaching your children about sexuality, somebody else is. And I don't trust anybody else to do this but families. It's true, not all families are doing this, and so we must address the matter. And so I'm pleased that we would address it, but I would say, and my appeal to you would be, this is not the right language that we want. The church, the missing language of the church is also of concern to me. To just simply put the church in language as community groups is a communication I do not think that you want to communicate to the state of Idaho. The church is valuable and it's significant in this matter. And so my final, same initial appeal to you, a reasonable appeal to you, is to not pass House Bill 579 any further than this committee. Don't communicate to this current generation that family, church, morality, discipline, and the miracle of life are antiquated terms. And also, don't communicate to this current generation that church and family are not capable of these duties. I appeal to you, do not pass this on. Thank you. I
Thank
stand
you
for
very
any
much, sir.
questions.
Any questions from the committee?